All right, so for a lot of you guys that are new to Escape from Tarkov, you purchased the actual game from escapefromtarkov.com, and a lot of you don't actually understand that there's a wiki page that is designed to actually help you learn the game, right? So the wiki page, if you were to click it right here, it's right under ratings. If you were to click this, it will bring you to the official Escape from Tarkov wiki. Now, this is something that's supported by all the players in the community, people that do testing, as well as the developers and whatnot, right? So all of this stuff is in here to educate you on the game. And if you take time to read this stuff, it's going to help you out immensely, right? So one thing that is very common is players don't understand why they're failing and losing in gunfights. Well, the biggest reason for losing in gunfights in Tarkov is not using the right ammo, right? Armor in this game doesn't actually matter. Now, armor will increase how much longer you survive when being shot by people with armor-piercing rounds, or the rounds that are rated to destroy that armor. But the armor, especially helmets are mostly level 4, right? The ones that are level 6 have a lot of downsides to using it. Like, there's cons, as in you cannot hear people that are around you. And in this game, much like Rainbow Six Siege, if you do not have the ability to gather intel on your enemies, or if you're running around and stomping around like a retard, you're going to get killed. Maybe if you have a really awesome skill set, that may help you. Like there are streamers that have really good skill sets, and they can pick up and shoot accurately all the time. They can run and jump and do these cool things. However, if you do not have those skill sets and you want to increase your survivability, I would advise using contacts, getting used to the sounds that are around you, and just go in offline mode, walk around, learn these areas. And by that I mean, what kind of broken glass sounds are being made in the area that you're walking around. Wood, metal, concrete. Know that sound doesn't travel upwards in this game for the most part. So you can freely move underneath somebody and they will not hear you. However, if someone is below you and you are walking normally, they will hear your footsteps to a certain range. These are all important things that a lot of players have no idea about. So what we're going to go over right now is ballistics. So your ballistics are important, and the reason they're important is you're not going to kill your targets, right? If you're not using effective, very effective, or basically ignores, you are going to be dumping a ton of rounds into someone and you will not kill them, right? So with that being said, as we go down this list, I want you guys to pay attention to everything that is level 4, right? So when you're picking your weapon to use, you want to pick the weapon that's going to at least one tap or take 2 to 3 rounds to kill someone that is using a level 4 helmet. Now pay attention to this. If it's rated for effectiveness level 3, you are going to require 5 to 9 rounds to kill that person by shooting them in the head. And in this game, headshots are what actually kill your opponents 9 out of 10 times. It's not going to be your thorax shots, because another thing that people don't understand is when you're shooting someone in the chest, their arms are going to be in the way too. So even though like my primary weapons that I use are M61, right? When I use M61, that's 2 shots to the chest to kill people with the calibers of weapons that I use. However, I understand that it may take more than 2 shots, because if I hit someone in the arms, that's damage that's going straight to their arms. So if I shoot you arm, chest, arm, that's 4 shots to kill you, as opposed to, and this is depending. Now, if I hit right arm, chest, left arm, then another arm, it may take up to 5 shots, right? Because when your limbs are blacked in this game, the fragmentation damage is spread out among all of all of your body parts, right? So it's not going to kill you. You don't die until you take 1 damage to your, more than that to your head or your chest. And there are only a select few rounds that will kill you in 1 shot to the chest, right? And those are your M80, that is your 7-in-1, and M80 is a good round. It is a good round. It's just not a good round versus geared players, unless you're accurate and you're hitting a lot more shots than they are on you, right? So as we go down this list, you're going to see that these are level 4, right, for effectiveness. These are the rounds you want to stay away from for the most part. As we can see, you basically, shotgun's kind of pretty much useless up until I think it's the AP rounds, which, yeah, so AP is not bad. But you're basically, so when there's quests later on in the game where you need to use shotguns to kill players. And your AP rounds are the ones that are going to be the most effective, because you're going to be aiming for chest level to kill people. And most people are wearing level 4 armor. So it's going to take 2 shots, maybe 3 on average to kill some players. And then 1 shot to the head, because most people in customs, especially in the lower levels that are going to customs, are going to be wearing level 3 helmets because they can't afford level 4 helmets. And just like in real life, guys, helmets only offer a chance to live, right? For the most part, unless you were to look at Tarkov level, and sometimes even with real world applications, handguns aren't going to go through Kevlar helmets. I mean, they're going to ding your head up pretty good, but they're not going to kill you, right? They're going to ricochet. They're going to get lodged into the helmet, and that's, a whole nother thing. But as we start to go down, you're going to see the Makarovs, your 9x18 rounds are basically useless. So, I mean, look at this. Level 2 armor is basically the only thing that PBM and PMM are going to effectively destroy. And no one wears level 2 armor. No one. All right. So, we keep going down. Your 7.62x25, not very good. Still doesn't go through helmets that you're going to want it to go through. However, they used to. What was it? I think it was the silverish rounds. Was it this one? Yes. This round used to go through helmets back in the day, and now it does not. So I'm pretty sure it was that round. Now, as we go down, we get to your MP90s and your 5.7s. And this is your FN 5.7s. These are, I love these handguns. These are fucking sexy handguns. The P90s are awesome as well. However, these guns are not very effective versus geared players. The high fire rate helps, right? When you're using the subsonic rounds, the SB 193 rounds. These rounds, if you fire enough of them into someone who's wearing level, 4 armor, it's going to kill them. And even some people who are wearing level 6. But you're going to have to mag dump, right? These rounds are not very efficient. That's why if you guys watch, as you're watching most of these guys who stream, they have these really, really, they're really good at hitting people in the head, right? And that's the other good thing about these MP90s. So level 4 helmets, it's going to take you 3 to 5 rounds to the head. And because these have a high fire rate, these things are going to shred people's heads. Now against lower level players and newer players, people who are using level 3 helmets, it's 100%. You're going to one-shot them in the freaking head. It's game over. Once it hits them in the head, they're done. Like, that's why the FN, the 5.7s, the pistols, and the MP90s are so good, is because they are very accurate. They have low recoil. You can point fire them well, or at least the MP90. And if you aim down sights, their erg is high enough to where it snaps. And if you aim for the head, it will kill them for a majority of the time. Another thing people forget about is your face shields on most helmets are level 3, right? So these weapons are still very viable versus people who are wearing face shields, or even those little chops that they wear on their helmets as well. So keep that in mind. One reason I stay away from the Ops Core helmets is because they nerfed the mandibles. The mandibles used to be level 3. Now they're level 2. So that's why I don't use those anymore. I'd rather just use a face shield over mandibles, at least for now. We'll see what happens as future patches come out. So your next weapon, your MP7s. MP7s are phenomenal as well. They work really, really well. So most people in the current meta of the game are wearing level 5 armor because it's very affordable. Ford armor is very spongy. It also makes you really slow, and your movement speed is greatly reduced. If you don't have high strength, you're going to be slow. And the problem with being slow in Tarkov is headshots. Headshots will almost 100% kill your opponent if you are using the right ammo. If you're using your MP7s, the APS-X is going to be the go-to round. So a lot of people, I've noticed it lately, I've been using the subsonic SX ammo. And the problem with that is it's a good round. However, when you're running these rounds in labs or other parts of the maps that you're going to be running into close quarters, you're going to be running into most of the time players who are wearing gear, like very good gear. And why would you go in with subsonic over APS-X, right? I can see why people want to use it. However, when you get to like your level 5 armor, its effectiveness is greatly reduced. This means when you're at slightly effective that it's going to require 5 to 9 rounds before it starts to go through their armor and kill them through flesh damage to their chest, right? Now, helmet wise, this is a good round. It will go through a level 4 helmet. It takes a little bit more rounds. It's going to be 3 to 5 to go through the helmet. And if you're lucky enough that you hit the face shield, it's going to possibly one-tap them, right? That's what you're looking for. However, why wouldn't you want to spend a little extra more money to shift this to the right and make it even more effective? See this right here? It's right here. You're going to go 100% through their helmet at APS-X, right? That's going to one-tap your opponent if you hit them in the head. You hit them in the face shield, it's 100% guaranteed. If you're aiming for chest or center mass, you are now effectively turning your gun into a 1 to 3 shots to the chest to destroy their armor and then kill them with follow-up rounds. It'll take 2 to 3 more rounds after that, depending on chest and arms and how many times you actually, hit the chest and arms, effectively. Hey guys, thank you for sticking around for this video. We're going to be releasing a second edition of this video going over the heavier calibers. Make sure you tune in. Hopefully they'll be pretty informative for you as well.